Driving in the United States is an essential activity both to have fun and to do work. Driving in the United States has many rules. Owning a car in the United States has many rules. Today, we will be going over rules about driving and owning cars in the United States and be providing information sources to help you decide whether to get a car and to decide whether you can own a car and how to get a car. Driving in the US is one of the easiest ways to move in many places outside major cities. Places outside major cities do not have good public transportation, but they often have good roads and highways. Driving safety rules in America are strict. You cannot drive in America the way you drive in Afghanistan. There are many safety rules that you have to adhere to, or the police and state and local governments will fine you and maybe even stop you from driving for at least a while. Your car and your license can be taken from you if you don't follow the law. If your car and license are taken from you, then that means that you might have fewer opportunities to work and to be able to move around. Driving safety laws are enforced by the state government and by local police. These institutions are very strong and they will enforce these laws. First, before we talk about that, we should talk about common driving practices. First of all, women must be able to drive once you come to the United States. There are many reasons why women have to be able to drive. Children cannot take an Uber alone, and sometimes buses and public transportation are not available for them. So both parents and people of both genders must be able to take children to school and to and from other places. Sometimes a woman may have to get to the school when the dad is at work. Sometimes the father is at work and he cannot leave right away. So the woman has to be able to pick up the child after school is over, if there's no school bus available. In case of a medical emergency, women will be able to drive. Women also may have to work their own jobs to support the family. Allowing them to drive is important to allow them to get to work. Seatbelts. Both drivers and passengers in America are required to wear seatbelts. This applies in all parts of the United States. Seatbelts make your ride safer and more fun. Drivers and passengers must wear seatbelts at all times while in a moving car. Not wearing your seatbelt can get you pulled over and ticketed by the police. The police do watch for this, and they will ticket you if you are caught. Drivers get separate tickets from passengers for allowing the passengers to not wear a seatbelt. So, if you are driving a car, make sure your passengers are wearing a seatbelt. If the police pull you over and find your passengers not wearing a seatbelt, they will ticket you. Then there's other kinds of safe seating practices in the United States besides seatbelts. In America, there are many rules about how many people you can have in the car and how they are seated in the car. You cannot put more people in your car than you have seats. If your car has 4 seats, that means that you can only put 4 people in while you are driving. If there are more seats, like 5 or 6, that means you can fit more people. Never seat small children or babies on your lap in the car. This is a crime. Parents found doing this may have their children taken away by state authorities. I repeat, never seat small children or babies on your lap in the car. This is a crime in every state. Parents found doing this may have their children taken away by state authorities. You must keep your children in a safe seat for children. Many of these are on sale at retail outlets and online, and we will discuss them later in the presentation. Lastly, never, under any circumstances, keep people in car trunks. This is a crime called reckless endangerment. Car trunks are not a safe place to keep people. There is no air to breathe, and there are no seat belts to help keep them safe. Children seating in cars. Laws in America about seats for babies and toddlers are different in each state, but all of them require special seating for children of one type or another. For example, in Missouri, children who are less than 4 years old or weigh less than 40 pounds must have a safety seat. In Oklahoma, children under the age of 2 must have a rear-facing seat. That means that the seat faces away from the driver. All children under age 4 need a safety seat. In Massachusetts, the laws are even stricter. Children need a safety seat until they are 8 years old or they are over 57 inches tall. Again, these laws are different in every state. You must check your state and local ordinances on car seats for small children before you buy your car seat, to make sure that you buy the correct kind of car seat for your living area. Children's seats are available online and in large stores like Walmart. That is one good thing. They are commonly available and they're sold all over the country. Speeding. In the US, there are speed limits on how fast you can drive, which are enforced by the police and by radar devices. Speeds are in miles per hour in almost every place. You will find your speed on your car's dashboard speedometer. Most speedometers list both miles per hour and kilometers per hour to make it easier. Cities and towns often have lower speed limits, while highways have faster speed limits and they have speed minimums. So, for example, on many highways, you will find signs saying that you can go no faster than 65 miles an hour, and you will find a sign beneath it saying you may go no slower than 40 miles an hour. If you are caught speeding, the police will pull you over and ticket you. These fines can be hundreds of dollars, and they add up quickly. Speeding and accidents. The faster you go, the deadlier the accident. Where speed limits are higher, accidents can be more deadly. So driving on the highway often results in worse accidents than driving in cities and towns. When you are driving at faster speeds with other cars, more space is required to stop between cars. So when you are driving on the highway, please maintain a healthy distance between you and the other vehicle, at least 2 lengths of your vehicle away from the other car, for example. Turn signals are required for merging. So when you change lanes, or when you move directions, or when you turn at an intersection, you must use your turn signal If you kill someone in an accident, like a pedestrian, or your child dies from not being in an appropriate car seat or seat belt, it can be homicide, which results in imprisonment. So this is a very good reason to watch where you're going, watch for pedestrians while driving, and make sure that your child is secured in an appropriate car seat. After each offense or accident that you have, insurance prices will go up for you. So, this is one reason to drive slower and to be more cautious while driving. If you have more accidents, it will be harder to get insurance. And if you can't have insurance, you can't have a car. We will discuss rules for this later. Insurance companies do not like to pay for more accidents. This is why the prices are higher. Drivers that have more accidents will pay higher premiums. Car insurance. In the US, all cars need insurance to be registered with their local government or state government and to be driven. In many states, drivers must also hold insurance for driving in case they hit another car or have an accident in a rental car. Insurance will pay for your repair expenses in case of an accident. This is the most important reason to have insurance. It seems expensive to pay now, but when you have an accident, the insurance company will pay for repairs and even to replace your car. Insurance payments need to be paid on time, or else it will result in your insurance policy being suspended. If your insurance policy is suspended, it means you cannot continue driving, and you risk having your car being impounded. You risk going to jail, and you risk paying fines. So please, when you get insurance, keep paying for the insurance. Car registration. In the US, cars need to be registered with the state and local government. Registration allows you to get license plates for your car, which mark it as yours. You must begin the registration process with your home state DMV. To be registered, a car needs to pass inspections by a state agency to make sure it is safe. These inspections make sure that your car is safe to drive and that it does not emit pollution. America has strict laws about how safe a car is before it can be driven and to make sure its emissions do not pollute the air. Inspections have a fee that need to be paid. Hit and run. Hit and runs are a crime in America. A hit and run is a crime where a car gets into an accident and the driver of that car drives away without doing anything. If you drive away after an accident, you are guilty of hit and run. You are guilty of a crime. You can be jailed for this, and your license can be suspended, which means you cannot drive anymore. If you are involved in an accident, do not drive away. Exchange information with other people in the accident and other people who witnessed the accident and call 911.